guys, welcome back. So yesterday I uploaded a video talking about how crazy these energies have been and how my mom in spirit snapped me right out of it. But something else that came up in this energy was the fact that you guys were having trouble decoding your dreams. So I thought it was appropriate to see what's going on with your dreams. I did make 3 piles for you guys to choose from with some of the images facing you to make it easier to make a decision, okay? So take your time, tap into these energies, and pause the video if you need more time, and I will see you guys at your pile. Hey there, pile number 1. So what are your dreams trying to tell you? This is a very interesting combination of cards. Let me start off there. We have 2 that are repeating here, and we also have 2 that are repeating there. Let's start off with this, because this has really got my interest, okay? This is piquing my interest, okay? So when we see the Justice card, beautiful, beautiful, stunning card, right? We're beyond the normal meaning of the Justice energy, okay? We're looking at seeing beneath the surface. And in this energy, we're also talking about looking beneath the surface, okay? So to me, this is screaming. This is a cycle, obviously a karmic cycle, okay, that you're moving through that is calling out for you to take a closer look, okay? A closer look as to perhaps maybe some self-sabotaging thoughts, limiting self-beliefs, things that you're saying to yourself, maybe in a very subconscious kind of way. I'm really gathering that this is way deep down in the subconscious, okay? And it's clear to me that you want more in life, but you kind of block yourself from moving in a better direction for yourself. That's really the first strongest thing to come through here, okay? But this is also like being willing to take the actions and make the changes and working and doing that inner work, okay? This is a time for you to kind of turn inward. This is an inward energy, okay? And this will ultimately bring everything back to balance. So, you know, in this energy, Justice is about the balance, and so is the yin and yang, okay? So there is definitely something happening here in a very subconscious way, okay? So you chose the full pile, and I intentionally covered the bottom half of the card so you didn't see what this card was, okay? So subconsciously you chose this, and what you're being called to do is to really, you know, not only work on the things that you're telling yourself, because you're still believing lies that you've been listening to about yourself for so many years, that it's just time to kind of like unprogram that and put into place a better and more positive, you know, program, okay, subconsciously, okay? But going back into this Fool's card, this is about you, you know, having to take that risk and putting yourself out there in a way that you've never done before, right? It's showing the world that inner light, that inner beauty, masculine or feminine, you know what I mean? So I think this is a time for you to heal. I think what is happening when you're asleep is that your spirit guides and your angels are working with you very closely, very tightly on the things that you're still telling yourself, okay? Now, ultimately, if this cycle for you never changes, nothing will change, okay? Because I can see the core of what you're after is something that you feel is so outside of your comfort. It's so outside of your comfort, you're afraid to go reaching for it, okay? You know, and I feel like this is possibly an old relationship, romantically. Now this can also be old friendships or a family or something like this, that it just hurts you in a way that you're afraid to, in a way, let go of that hurt. You're afraid to let go of it, but you're also wanting something at the same time, okay? But in order for you to move forward, you have to work through this healing, okay? And I know it's scary, and I know it's difficult to turn around and look back, because it's kind of in a dark place, right? It's a scary place to be. But it's really what prevents you from moving forward here, okay? So in the Emperor, the Ten of Cups, in the connections, there's a deeper connection wanting to be made here, obviously. Something that means something to you. The Emperor is definitely a man that is ready to marry. And you can also look at this as the Empress if you're, watching for a female that's on your mind or something. But ultimately, and I get the giggles every time I see him, because the comments go crazy over his picture. I don't know. You guys are just in love with him. He is handsome. Sexy. Okay? Anyways, get to the point, Dana. But when we're looking at this, we're looking at somebody who stands firmly in their power, okay? And I kind of feel like this is your time to put that into place, standing and getting back into your power here, okay? Also, in the Emperor, this is a man that's ready to marry, a woman that's ready to marry, a person who embodies all four signs, are all four: air, fire, water, earth. Oh my goodness. But this is somebody who's in charge, who starts to take charge, and I feel like this is what you're being called to do. You're being called to take charge, moving in a very logical, structured kind of way, but also understanding the boundaries, the rules and boundaries, and not allowing people to step back into your life that are going to trample on you here, okay? If this is the case. Now, this can go into like co-workers and friends and family and whatever else here. But there's a sense of protection that is coming through with this. So this is about you, letting go of this, and moving forward, but with boundaries and standards and stuff like this, and not allowing people to test you, okay? You don't have to put up with crap in your life. I mean, you really have to embody the Emperor right now, okay? Now, I do see that this is about, divine love and bliss and a great love and alignment and harmony, and somewhere inside of there, this is what you're trying to accomplish, whether this is through a working environment, friendships, and the obvious, a romantic relationship. But there's the ultimate wish of this, of having this and moving forward in that kind of connection where it just seems like divine love to you, okay? And of course, we're talking about being able to love in a trusting kind of way, because we're talking about trust in the Ten of Cups. We're also talking about, that rewarding family kind of connection, that rewarding kind of final outcome where everything in your life just seems to be imbalanced again, with your emotions, with your money, with your family, your friends, things are back into balance here, okay? But again, I think what's happening in your dream state and why it's been so hard for you to decode, I think it's because there's a part of you that still has to turn around and work on the healing part of this, okay? It is about you rediscovering the beauty within. It really is. And just understanding that, that whatever was said to you in the past, or whoever hurt you, or whatever sneaky little snake try to come through and destroy you, you can recover from this, you can restore from this, and you don't have to carry this with you moving forward, you know? You don't have to be around those venomous kind of people, you know? And I think there's a lot of hesitation on moving forward because you don't want to come across people like this anymore. But the idea is that the Emperor says, I have standards, you know? And as much as you want to love with your heart, you also have to love with your brain, you know? You have to make sure that people are not coming into your life just to take advantage of you in some way here, okay? Again, this is about being in charge of your life. This is what the Emperor is saying. And of course, this is about, you know, leaving your options open. You don't have to settle for the first thing that comes your way. Again, romantically, maybe this is with a job, maybe these are with friends, but leaving the options open, not settling on the first thing that comes along. And yeah, it's going to feel like a risk. It's going to feel scary. It's going to be, well, I have to be making money somewhere, so I'll just take this job because they're willing to pay me, right? But then, you know, you fall back into the universe's hands and falling into that trust of like, okay, the universe is definitely guiding me down the right pathway, opening the right doors for me, and I'm going to take the job that's going to pay me my worth, right? And the same thing with relationships and friendships. I'm going to hang in there. I know it's risky, but I'm going to wait until the right person comes along, the right friends come along, that kind of thing here, okay? So this is what is really needing to be decoded in these cool dreams that you're having. I'm really curious to see what's on the back of this card. Because to me, so look, there's a little relationship happening in the hands. A caring connection. I think it's, the word connection for me is just being more connected to yourself, your authentic self, okay? Standing in your truth, connected to your truths, okay? You don't have to settle. I feel like a lot of this is like, I'm just going to settle for whatever happens or whatever comes my way, you know, that kind of thing. But I think in your dream state, look at the stars where you would be, you know, you're sleeping, but it's like your spirit guides and your angels are working with you very specifically about being more connected to them and being more connected to your authentic self, honestly, you know. It says connect with somebody special. A loved one is a gift to treasure. Oh yeah, definitely. And I think you are the treasure. I think you are the treasure, and I think you're becoming a little more aware of this every day. Like you're special. You don't have to just settle for anything really here. Or you can even see this card as, you know, you're looking for your somebody special, you know, and they have to respect you. They have to meet your standards, you know. Just remember that you are a gift of treasure. You're definitely a gift to treasure. I mean, really, you don't have to settle here. The right person will come along because you know your worth. But don't forget to, you know, take a risk if you feel the need to do so. Okay, guys? All right, so let me know in the comments below how this is tying into your dreams. I'm very curious to know. And make sure to give the video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in our next one. Bye. Hey there, pile number 2, or the Angel of the Night card. So what are your dreams trying to tell you here? What is... Woo! Okay, so let's start here, because I feel this is where the trouble sits. Now, this could very well be a very difficult connection with somebody, let's say romantically, and I'm going to even go as far as to say this can be with friends or family or something like this, and maybe a job opportunity. Let's go there too. But there's something in this mix here that's telling me that there's difficulty with another person. Okay, and the Three of Wands, normally when we see the Three of Wands, we're talking about, you know, being patient and waiting and, you know, expansion and progression, moving forward. But something has just kind of like, something is not happening in this connection, like all of a sudden too. Okay, normally this would be like seeing, this is like, you know, looking at things in a long-term kind of way, making long-term plans, and maybe you thought you were in a connection with somebody that was gonna go long-term. That's kind of how I'm interpreting this, okay? But something is amiss. Part of this is probably, maybe you were rejected here. You were pushed to the side. Maybe you found out that this person, maybe this person was keeping you as a part of, to put it gently, like just another option for them, because that's what I hear, another option, which is sad, and that makes me mad and angry for you, if that's the case here. But this is what is still happening subconsciously. You're still thinking about it. You're still thinking like, what happened here? What happened? How did this go wrong? Again, this doesn't have to be on a romantic level. This could be something that you're still stuck on, that you thought was gonna last a lifetime. Okay, maybe it was a job, maybe it was friendships, maybe it was something like this here. Okay, so with that being said, these two sitting there, just make me feel like you weren't appreciated. You were definitely pushed to the side, rejected. I just feel in this energy like there were you have so many questions, and you have no answers for them. And it's starting to feel almost like a burden. Like, well, if this person didn't appreciate me and they pushed me to the side, then is anybody else going to, you know, do this to me? Some of you guys are hanging on to this connection for dear life. I feel it as I'm holding this. I just feel like you're hanging on for dear life. Some of you guys, in a subconscious way, you know it's over, but you're still just like, I'm still hanging on to this. I'm still hanging on, you know? Very strange, very sad, and it's been hard for you to let go. And this is where the sadness is being created. It's when you're willing to let go of a situation or a person, you yourself, you create that sadness, you know. And I know it's one of the hardest things to master in life. It's, you know, the Buddhists, they do it very effortlessly. They realize okay, we have a change. I got to go with that. I got to go with it. If I put up any kind of resistance, it does cause sadness and, you know, that sort of a feel here. Okay. I think what is happening here, your spirit guides, your angels, whatever you call upon, they've definitely been working with you in your sleep state, because it is easier to get in touch with you when you are asleep. Your conscious mind has been pushed out of the way, so the communication to your subconscious mind is a little more clear here, okay? With the monkey mind. But with that being pushed out of the side, your spirit guides and angels can get to work, and they can help you move through this transformation here, okay? The angel of the night is basically the angel that brings things out of the darkness and back into the light here, okay? So subconsciously to the conscious awareness is what this angel does, okay? Very cool for a dream card. Pick a card, right? So it's really about you surrendering, letting go of the sadness and moving through that healing process. Again, this is very scary, and I know it is. And yeah, some of us, we stay so stuck in the things that have troubled us, we hang on to it, and there's no reason to. It just creates a blockage in our life, and it's just easier to, move through the healing, going with that flow, understanding that, sometimes just accepting the fact that things are over and gone helps you move. It helps you get out of this space of complete sadness and turmoil, and just get back into appreciating yourself, appreciating and loving yourself. But a lot of this, what is happening in your dream state is real. I think that your spirit guides are really trying to get you to be more honest with yourself, and understanding, like, you don't have to settle for people that are going to constantly, reject you, or maybe you're living in the fear of moving forward because you don't want to be ejected. You don't feel like people appreciate you. And again, this can tie into work and family and jobs and whatever. See beyond this as a romantic connection, okay? Because this is, this man holding the heart is also about the family, healing family things, healing family issues, okay? But this is where the difficulty is for me. That's, if I didn't make myself clear enough. Anyways, going back into this, this is about you just being honest with yourself and respecting yourself, and, putting up healthy boundaries too. This is kind of vibrating over from pile number 1, but this is about you and setting those healthy boundaries. Yeah, and trusting yourself. You are the best judge of what's right. But some of us know what's right, but we're afraid to let go. And like I said before, I know it's difficult. I know it's complicated. But, we have to get honest with ourselves. We have to take that mask off, and we have to see people for who they are. We have to stop pretending, oh, well, they didn't call me back. It's just because they're busy, or they didn't call me back because they're dealing with family, and they're dealing with other things, and oh, they didn't call me back because of this excuse, that excuse, or blah, 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 right? So it's a matter of what you're willing to put up with for the rest of your life, and like I said, this could be friends too. You have friends that come around, there probably are times where you need somebody to talk to, but they never answer their phone. But you're the one who's always answering their calls. Hey, how are you? Oh, it's okay, da 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 da. But then when you fall apart, nobody's there for you. So you got to pick and choose what's going on here. You have to really you have to wake up, okay? And just start getting honest with yourself. And this is really the key to unlocking this pattern of sadness, is just start getting honest with yourself and asking yourself, do I deserve better? Where are my boundaries? Where are my standards? Things like this. Just, it's all about honesty within you, okay? You don't have to settle for it. So moving forward on a much lighter and positive note, I feel that you return back to a place of healing, a place of you standing back into your power, because we have the sun and temperance. And look at the beautiful way this is, like, oh my gosh, like, here you are coming out of this darkness, and there's the sun. The sun is greeting you, you know, and it's all about positivity and returning back to that warm and fuzzy feeling, and the feeling of being successful. This is vitality. And then I just feel like you regain some kind of courage, some kind of just successful feeling in here. You know, once you cross this bridge, you know, you're crossing a bridge of just letting it go, finally, you know. But it's one day at a time. You don't have to wake up and you know, and rush through healing. I think one of the everybody has, no, I don't say everybody, but a lot of people have it in their head that they have to heal up overnight, and it doesn't work that way. It actually causes a lot more damage to yourself if you just kind of sweep things under the rug. But moving through the healing and feeling it, because once you feel it, you begin to heal it, okay? But this is just like taking one step at a time, putting your toe in the water, testing that water out, balancing your emotions and all the feel-good stuff energy here, okay, guys? But this is where you're moving into. Once you realize that you don't have to sit. I feel like this is a part of this is like a waiting game. Like, you're okay sometimes, and please don't get offended, but some of this energy is like you're okay with being rejected by somebody because they've told you that they're coming back, or they've told you that I love you, and they fed you all of these good feelings, but then there you are sitting still in your sadness, okay? But I think some of you guys have this epiphany, this wake-up call. You're like, wait a minute, this energy is not going anywhere. We are not getting anywhere here, okay? This is all delays. Intentional delays put on you because this person just maybe is perhaps, again, keeping you as a part of their options, right? So, or you're past that and you realize that you have been fully rejected by this person too, okay? But it does come back down to your self-respect, your self-worth, and just knowing that moving through this healing and letting go, you're getting your groove back here. This is vitality, moving back into your vitality. Very happy outcome, okay? All right, so I'm going to leave this here, but you guys let me know how this is tying into your dreams, because this is really interesting, okay? And again, some of this is happening subconsciously, but hopefully it is being brought up to the conscious mind so you can really work on this, okay? But let me know in the comments below how you're working with this, okay? And make sure to give the video a thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. All right, pile number 3. What are your dreams trying to tell you? Right away, you know, out of all the cards that I'm looking at, my eye hits this, right? And this to me makes me think of like your spirit guides communicating with you during sleep, or your angels, okay? And it's interesting too, because in this temptation card, this is about, you know, being bored with something, being bored with your life, being bored in a relationship, friendships. This can really tie into many different ways here, okay? Many different aspects of your life. And with a lot of pentacles, and we're talking about money too, I think it's you're bored by maybe the way that you're making money, or your job is so boring and it puts you to sleep, or something like that is happening here. But this is also an energy that talks about proving your self-worth, proving that you're important. And really, overall, it's more, I just feel like there's something missing in this. There's something missing inside of you. And subconsciously, you may not be aware of it, but some of you might. You might be like, yeah, you know what? You're right. This is what my dream has been trying to tell me. There's something inside of you that's missing. Okay? Now, in this wild card, this tells me that there is something amazing, a beautiful, there's a light, a gift, something inside of you that you suppress. You suppress because, if you talk about it or you share it, or whatever's going on inside of you, you suppress it because there's a sense of embarrassment. You don't want to show this side of you. Maybe you feel like you might be rejected. Maybe you feel like you won't be accepted by people, And this happens a lot to people that are in the psychic arts. Most of us we don't talk about things, and we don't share things, and especially around people that are not spiritually awake, because otherwise they kind of look at us funny, that kind of thing. But there's definitely something inside of you that you have kept tucked away, a talent, something. And I think what is being called of you during your sleep time is the fact that it's time to get this going here. Okay, this is what's gonna fuel what's missing inside of you here. Part of what is happening subconsciously in this alchemy card. This is a very interesting card to come out to talk to you guys today, because this is all about letting go of any kind of negative beliefs, being a little too more focused on the negative. So maybe you're thinking, well, I just won't be successful. I shouldn't even try. And nobody's going to listen. But this is all about transforming any kind of negative feelings or beliefs that you have into something positive, okay? It's also about letting go of the expectations and using your time wisely here, okay? Once you get going, it's about using your time wisely. So instead of using your time to talk negative or be a part of drama or entertaining the ego mind, it's time to focus and put more of your time into the positive and start living your best life and living your dreams and things like this here. And I think it's interesting too that this is tying so well into this decision card, okay? Right, honor your priorities. This is basically kind of mirroring what this card is telling you here, okay? This is definitely about your priorities, and if it's not an absolute yes, then it's an absolute no, okay? If it's not going to fuel that passion, fuel that fire inside of you, if it's not going to get you to where you need to be going, then it does not need to stand in your way. Get it out of your way and focus on what's important for you, okay? You can have any kind of life that you want to have, but it's a matter of where you're focusing. It's a matter of where you're putting your attention on. So if you're more focused on, oh, they're doing a better job than I could, or being jealous or catty or tedious, or that kind of energy, then you're not going to get to where you want to go, okay? And I know a lot of you know that, but I just felt the need to throw that in there for some reason, okay? So moving forward, again, with you suppressing something here, something magical, I feel like it is tying into reaching out to a community. I think this is like helping out humanity, doing something like that. But this is also a card of celebration here, okay? And I always like to say that when you finally get going, and whatever it is you've had tucked away all this time, when you finally get going, you celebrate little bits at a time. The smaller accomplishments, the smaller accomplishments. Okay, you don't have to be at your end game to fully celebrate, but celebrating the little things along the way here too. And I think this is about you doing things in your community, you know? And maybe it is about leaning on your community, leaning on your tribe. And I also, if I put my finger on there, I feel like these are your spirit guides too. And what wouldn't surprise me, because your spirit guides are so much like you in a way, you know, they mirror who you are, even down to like characteristic features, you know, that beautiful goddess inside of you, that beautiful God inside of you, you know. I just feel like they're really trying to get you to get going here. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doubting yourself? Why are you focusing on everything that could possibly go wrong in your life? It's the reason why we stay stuck, you know. So, you know, maybe it is that you feel like there's not enough money. Maybe there's not enough money to go back to school or change your career, or maybe you feel, this is going to sound crazy, but Doreen Virtue said this, the reason why she stepped out of spirituality and went back into religion is because there's no money to be made in the spirituality community, in the spiritual community. And that is a huge misconception, okay? But maybe it is that you do have a spiritual gift that you want to share. And I'm not knocking Doreen by any means, but it was one of the reasons why she went back to being a Christian. And okay, but maybe it is that you feel like you won't make the money. There won't be enough money here to be made. So whatever it is, maybe it's student loans or something like that. You're worried about, you know, not being able to afford the classes or whatever, your certification, you know, whatever it is, maybe, you know. But it is tying back into like, oh, nah, it's not going to work. I'm not going to even bother. So there you go. You fall back into the cycle of just tucking it away. The world will never see your beauty if you leave it there, you know. Bring it out. Come on. The world needs some more beauty in it, right? All this craziness that happens around here. And this definitely goes back into you standing firm, you standing strong, and defending how you feel about something, and not allowing people to like come and trample all over your dreams. Look at how fierce, look at the fierce, oh my God. Like, there's no way in heck you should let people come up to you and be like, oh, that's just a stupid idea, or that's not going to work, because then they're feeding the negative energies that are already inside of your mind, you know. But here's the thing. In this energy of your dreams, right? This is about opening up, being ready, being prepared for a new financial career, manifesting. This is about moving more into an abundant mindset, okay? But it does depend on you. It does depend on what you're thinking, subconsciously and consciously, you know? You won't get anywhere if you're focused so much on everything that can go wrong. Again, that drama, that that pattern. You just won't get anywhere, you know? And in this energy, the Knight of Pentacles, we're saying, you know, it's time to get to work. It's time to get busy, okay? And slow and steady is going to win this race here, because we're in the Pentacles energy. It's slow and steady. You don't have to figure this all out, okay? It is, again, tying back into prioritizing and you're coming up with a plan. You're prioritizing one step at a time, celebrating each step along the way. Each step along the way you celebrate. Okay, it's a small accomplishment, but you celebrate that you've made it from this step to the next step to the next step, and then finally you realize you're at the end game, the end goal. And even when we're at our end goal, we find ourselves in a position where we just want to continue to grow and continue to push ourselves, right? But the idea that you have in your head is obtainable, okay? The star card, like, there are your wishes, and your wishes are right in your face, but it's just a matter of like believing in yourself, okay? And definitely you are being so guided in the star's energy, or you're being guided anyways. I mean, look at all this help you have behind you, but all of your wishes are obtainable here. You know, you just have to believe in yourself. You have to put away the fear of not having the money or making the money, or the money won't be there. And I gotta say, you know, Rebecca Rosen, she's been one of my biggest influencers for so many years, you guys. You know, she said something to me a long time ago. It was in a book. She didn't say it personally to me, but it spoke to me, okay? But she says, when you do God's work, the money will follow, you know? So you have to believe that whatever is going on here, and you feel like you're doing God's work. Now, this can be with music and art and just maybe a counselor or therapy or something like this. Somebody that is just helping out the universe. Doesn't matter, but the money will be there, because one hand washes the other with the universe, right? Okay? So get out of this stinking thinking, you know, get your plan going. Take one step at a time in the plan. You don't have to have the whole thing figured out today, you know, and prioritize as you go along, and make sure you're celebrating with each step of success. Okay? All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let me know in the comments below how this is working out for you, and make sure to give the video a thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time. Toodles. Bye.